There's money missing. One of the things that we do is we help customers solve mysteries. And what we're going to talk about today is a couple different reports that will help you do that. So if I mention a scenario that I've had in my previous rental life, it's probably going to resonate with many of you. And that is where we're trying to figure out how a payment was misapplied, whether it was to the wrong account, whether it was to the wrong contract, whether it was the wrong value of the check. So we're trying to reconcile our bank account, deposits that were made, checks that were deposited, compared to what was put into point of rental. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the operator edit report, and we're going to run that for a specific day, and that's the day in question. So we're just going to run this for the 5th.
A great report.
It's a great report. We're going to do all stores because we're just going to look and see what everybody did. So we're going to go ahead and generate that. And
so this will tell you if that money didn't disappear, just what path it went along, right?
Right. What was posted in here? Earl, look at all these payments made by Earl. We're going to have to talk to Earl. So Earl did one payment that was a negative $296.40 in cash. And then we have a whole bunch of checks. So you can go and you can reconcile this against your bank account, against what you show went into the bank. Here's a $1,000 check that is a negative amount. And so by looking at this report, you can compare what information went to your bank. And if we go to the last page, it gives us a sum. Yeah. So here is our cash value. We've got a negative $417.94 in cash, checks of $218,051.87, some credit cards, and then other. Other is normally like your ACH payments, your disbursements that are within the software. And so a lot of you I know are probably looking at your check and card report. And when you do that, you're missing the information that is cash or that is your disbursements. So keep in mind the operator edit report.
Yes, and this Melissa? Directly ties to cash and payments directly to the user.
That's right, exactly. It's going to show you the user that made the payments, and then the total for the user and the total for the day by store. So the other thing we're going to look at is, have you ever had a scenario? I've had this scenario where we have an employee and we want to know, what is the employee doing? Let's say that this employee, their responsibility is to write contracts. And so what we'll do in that scenario is we're going to run the transaction edit report. And then the grouping for this one will be important. But we can pick on Earl a little bit because he made it easy. So I'm just going to run this for about 6 days. And I'm going to choose operator as my first grouping. And then for my second grouping, I'm going to do edit code. So let's generate this. If there wasn't a close on the day that you picked, it's going to have you prompt another day. So here, the great thing about this report is over here on the left side, you have a tree of all the users. Let's go to Earl here. And this is the beginning of what Earl did. If I click the little plus sign, it's going to show all the actions that Earl took on this report and the value of those changes. So as we're looking at the canceled opening contract, we can see 0. But as we scroll through here, we can find some numbers in things that Earl did. Like here on this closed contract reservation canceled, $175 in rental revenue was canceled. And we can see that Earl did this on 12/31.
You could also search if you had a specific contract you're looking for.
That's right. You can by going up to the binoculars, and you can search for a specific contract here. And then what it will do is it will give you the sum of the changes for that employee. So let's say we wanted to look and see what was Earl doing for the month. We can see the sum of what he did during that period of time. based upon rental, sale, damage waiver, percent, etc.
This is a great review process too for your employees, right? You could see what changed, who
Absolutely.
changed it, what happened. You could sit down with the employee with just their report and review things that they did that day or
That is a
month.
great point. So one of the things that I did in real life in the rental company was we wanted to see modifications to contracts. Who made the modifications? Who lowered the contract? Who increased the value of the contract? And this report will give you all of this information. You can see the transaction edit on the individual transaction as well by going into the transaction, looking at the transaction edit. But this report will show you everything that was done by the specific employee or by the edit codes. So the transaction edit report will give you an overview of all the changes made within a specific period, where the transaction edit report on the contract will only give you the edits for the specific contract.
This report always has the answer.
You want to talk about the override report, Melissa?
We can talk about it. Well, basically, the override reports anytime the system requires a password, right? So price change, refund, credit limit, it shows who approved it and when. And that's really important especially when a customer has a specific price and all of a sudden it's different. Well, why is it different? Customer calls, complains, this is the wrong price. Go back in, check the override report. It was overridden by whom and what. And then you go back and ask why. It's stuff that shouldn't happen without permission, basically, right? You can
Or
run
if
this
you need to
report.
find out who did what, or are they working, or various reasons why you might have mysteries that you need to solve. We are here to help. You can go into ULearn, you can use Ask AI, you can type in the question. It will give you multiple answers to the question that you ask. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down on if the information is correct. And if you want to give us a call into support. We're happy to help you solve the mysteries.
Always here to help you out. And Ask AI, all these topics we talked about today, go ahead and type it in and you'll see what comes up. It's great.
And we're going to find out why Earl is writing off contracts.